8 European countries just implemented new border control policies, specifically targeting international train passengers over 60 years old. BARD. If you have booked any cross-border train journey for October or beyond, your ticket might already be invalid and you do not even know it yet. Today we are covering the 8 major policy changes that went into effect this month affecting senior passengers on international railroads. These are not minor adjustments. These are fundamental changes to how border crossings work on trains, and millions of travelers have received zero notification from railway companies. I have been monitoring European railway policy changes for nearly a decade, and I can tell you that October has brought the most significant border control updates we have seen for international train travel. The changes I am about to show you are already causing major disruptions at border crossings. All 1. Enhanced biometric passport scanning at all border crossings. 8 European countries now require enhanced biometric passport verification for all international train passengers over 60. Germany, France, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, Netherlands, Belgium, and Czech Republic have installed new scanning equipment that checks not just passport validity but also biometric data integrity. This process takes significantly longer than previous manual checks. A 70-year-old British passenger traveling from London to Vienna experienced a 45-minute delay at the Austrian border when the new scanner detected a minor chip malfunction in his passport. The device flagged his document as potentially fraudulent, requiring manual verification by border officials. Passengers with older passports issued before advanced biometric technology may face extended delays or even denial of entry. The scanning process requires passengers to remain completely still for 15 seconds while the machine reads facial features and fingerprint data. This is particularly challenging for seniors with mobility issues or hand tremors. 2. Mandatory pre-travel health declaration forms. All 8 countries now require international train passengers over 65 to complete mandatory health declaration forms before crossing borders. These digital forms must be submitted at least 24 hours before travel and include detailed medical information, current medications, and emergency contact details. The system was implemented without proper notification to railway companies or passengers. A retired German couple discovered this requirement only when border officials denied them entry into Switzerland because they had not completed the forms. They were forced to return to the previous station and wait 8 hours for the next available train after completing the paperwork online. The forms require detailed information about prescription medications, recent medical procedures, and vaccination records. Many seniors struggle with the online submission process, and technical support is only available in limited languages during business hours. Failure to complete these forms results in immediate removal from international trains at border crossings. 3. New luggage inspection protocols for senior passengers. Border control authorities in these 8 countries have implemented random but intensive luggage inspections, specifically targeting passengers over 60. The new protocol assumes that seniors may unknowingly carry prohibited items or may be used by criminals to transport illegal goods. Inspections can take up to 30 minutes per passenger and involve complete unpacking of all luggage. A 75-year-old woman traveling from Paris to Rome had her entire suitcase contents examined, including personal medications and clothing. Officials confiscated her homemade jam gifts because they exceeded liquid restrictions that now apply to trains, not just aircraft. The inspection process requires passengers to stand for extended periods, which is difficult for seniors with arthritis or mobility issues. Border officials have received minimal training on handling senior passengers with dignity, leading to uncomfortable and sometimes humiliating experiences. These inspections occur randomly, meaning passengers cannot predict or prepare for potential delays to their journey schedule. 4. Restricted movement between train cars. During border crossings, new security measures prohibit all passenger movement between train cars during border crossings in the 8 affected countries. This rule particularly impacts seniors who may need frequent access to restrooms, dining cars, or medical assistance. Border crossings can last anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours, creating serious problems for passengers with medical conditions. An elderly diabetic passenger traveling from Amsterdam to Berlin was unable to reach the dining car for his scheduled meal during a 90-minute border stop, causing his blood sugar to drop dangerously low. Train staff are not permitted to assist passengers during border procedures, leaving seniors trapped in their seats without access to essential services. The policy also affects passengers traveling with companions in different cars, preventing family members from providing assistance during stressful border procedures. Emergency situations become more dangerous because medical personnel cannot move through the train to reach passengers in need. This restriction applies even to short border crossings where trains barely slow down, creating unnecessary anxiety and health risks for vulnerable passengers. 5. Digital identity verification requirements. The 8 countries now require all international train passengers over 60 to undergo digital identity verification using smartphone applications. This technology-based system creates significant barriers for seniors who are not comfortable with digital devices or do not own smartphones. The verification process involves downloading country-specific applications, creating accounts with personal information, and scanning identity documents using phone cameras. A retired teacher traveling from Brussels to Prague missed her connecting train because she could not complete the digital verification process on her basic mobile phone. Border officials do not provide technical assistance, and the applications are only available in select languages. The verification must be completed at each border crossing, meaning passengers crossing multiple countries must navigate different applications and systems. Many seniors find the small text and complex interface design impossible to use, especially in dim train lighting conditions. Alternative paper-based verification is available but adds significant processing time and often results in missed connections or travel delays. 6. Mandatory travel insurance verification at borders. All 8 countries now require proof of comprehensive travel insurance, specifically covering international train travel for passengers over 60. This requirement was implemented without advance notice to travelers or railway companies. The insurance must include coverage for medical emergencies, trip cancellation and evacuation services, with minimum coverage amounts varying by country. A retired couple from Ireland discovered this requirement at the Swiss border when their standard travel insurance was deemed insufficient because it did not specifically mention train travel coverage. They were denied entry and forced to purchase emergency insurance at the border station, costing them an additional €400. The verification process requires passengers to present detailed insurance documentation in the local language, creating challenges for travelers who purchased policies in their home countries. Border officials are not trained to interpret different insurance policy formats, leading to confusion and delays. Passengers without proper insurance documentation face immediate deportation to their origin country at their own expense. 7. Age-based boarding priority changes. The new border crossing procedures have eliminated traditional senior passenger boarding priorities on international trains. Previously, passengers over 60 could board first and secure suitable seating, but enhanced security measures now require all passengers to board in predetermined order based on passport processing. This change forces seniors to wait in long lines at border stations, often without adequate seating or weather protection. A 78-year-old passenger with a walking cane was forced to stand for 2 hours at the German-Austrian border while younger passengers boarded first due to faster passport processing. The new system prioritizes passengers with digital verification and enhanced passport technology, inadvertently discriminating against seniors who often have older documents or struggle with technology. Border stations have not added additional seating or comfort facilities to accommodate longer wait times for elderly passengers. This policy change also affects seat reservations, as seniors can no longer guarantee their assigned seats if boarding procedures are delayed by security checks. The stress of uncertain boarding procedures has led to increased medical emergencies among senior passengers at border crossings. 8. Restricted carry-on medications and medical devices. New regulations in the 8 countries severely restrict the quantity and types of medications and medical devices that senior passengers can carry during international train travel. The rules mirror airport security measures, but are applied inconsistently across different border crossings. Passengers must now declare all medications over a certain quantity and provide prescription documentation in the local language of each country they enter. A diabetic passenger traveling from Vienna to Milan had his insulin supplies confiscated at the Italian border because he carried more than a 3-day supply, which officials deemed suspicious. Medical devices like continuous positive airway pressure machines, oxygen concentrators, and mobility aids now require advance approval from border authorities in each country. The approval process can take several weeks and must be completed separately for each border crossing, making spontaneous travel impossible for seniors with medical needs. Border officials lack medical training to properly evaluate prescription medications, leading to dangerous situations where essential medications are confiscated from passengers who need them for survival. These border crossing changes are affecting thousands of senior passengers daily. The policies went into effect this month without proper notification to travelers. If you have any international train journey planned for the coming weeks or months, these rules will impact your trip. Railway companies are not informing passengers about these changes until they reach border crossings. Do not wait until you are standing at a border crossing to discover these new requirements. If this video helped you prepare for these new border rules, please give it a thumbs up so other senior travelers can find this critical information. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for urgent updates about railway policy changes that affect your travel plans. Share this video with friends and family planning international train journeys. Your subscription helps me continue investigating these policy changes that railway companies are not announcing publicly.